Hi everyone and welcome back to Hit or Miss Hallmark Movie Reviews. I'm Daniela.
And I'm John.
Hope everyone has been well. We are back
Welcome
with
back.
Yet another Wedding Veil movie review.
Which one is it this time?
The Wedding Veil Inspiration. Movie number 5.
Or 2.
Or 2. I don't know. It depends on how you look at it.
I think 5. It's part of the sexology, hexology, whatever.
Yeah. Did you feel inspired?
I am so inspired. I'm inspired by this movie to make a better movie.
Exactly. All right, so what's this one about?
Emma's life plan is thrown off course when Paolo must return to Italy to take care of his father, as she discovers a new passion for making art accessible to all, aka social media. That's a really short synopsis.
Very concise today. I just didn't feel like dwelling on it, which is, obviously starting off bad.
We could have talked about the spider.
Oh gosh. Oh my god. Okay, so obviously what did we think about this? Okay.
What'd you think?
So first, Emma and Paolo are the couple or the story that I want to love the most out of all 3, because this story for me has the potential to have the most whimsy, the most kind of like love and magic.
That old school Italian romance.
Yes, because it's it's Italian romance and it took place in Italy, the first one did, all of that stuff. But in reality, it's the story I like the least. And it's with the couple that doesn't seem to have the right chemistry, at least for me. And I felt the exact same way after watching the first one.
Yeah, I mean, the magic of the first one at least had Italy. At least had some magic. It had some.
And it was new. It was like, oh wow, Hallmark's actually going overseas to film something. I don't remember really seeing that ever before, which was exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the writing was weak with so many like meaningless throwaway lines. Subjects like spiders and boxed mac and cheese and hot dogs, and I was like, really? Like, if you're spending like 4 or 5 lines on these topics, that's too long.
The weird thing was, it's like, Paolo was barely even in this movie, and
I didn't like that either.
I was gonna leave this for Nit Picky, but I might as well just mention it now. Like, they flew him to Chicago to be in this movie, and then he's supposed to be in Italy for most of the movie when he wasn't. They didn't show Italy at all.
They didn't show Italy.
He's just in another room. So it's like they fly him all the way from Italy, and then just like to have him acting by himself on a phone with somebody that's not really like picking up his. It was awkward.
I mean, if you're gonna have him fly back home to Italy, it would have been nice to kind of, before we see him, to cut to like some like a montage scene or something of Italy. And
when they kind of f***ed off with him initially, I was like, oh girl, he's gonna go back to Italy, and then I guess saving money. Yeah, you didn't get any of that. You didn't see his dad, you didn't get his sister, any of his family. So it was very obvious that he, didn't go back to Italy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie had lots of throwaway everything. Even less chemistry than the first incarnation with these two. And that's not for lack of trying. There were a few cute scenes where Paolo's character really put forward the effort to keep the romance alive. But I feel like Autumn Reeser just fumbled the return over and over. There's something not there when it comes to the chemistry between these two.
I agree.
But for me, all signs kind of point to Reeser on this. Maybe it's just me, but there's something that leaves me cold when watching her on screen. I feel mean saying that, but
No. I do agree, and I'll get to it later in performance. But I just didn't find it interesting. Like, I didn't find any of the storyline engaging at all. I wasn't engaged in Emma and Paolo's storyline, like the main storyline. I was more engaged and entertained with the second romance subplot with Lily and Matteo.
Oh, by far. Like, I loved the two of them together. I was trying to place where I'd seen her face before.
I had no idea.
I didn't either, and I ended up looking it up, and it turns out she was in the show Hannibal, which I loved.
Oh, I didn't watch Hannibal.
I loved that show, and she played Abigail Hobbs. I don't think she smiled once in that show, so even when I looked at the pictures of her...
difference.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, she was like...
She was all like bling, like big eyes and smile in this one.
I want to talk about her more in performances as well.
Speaking of Matteo, we really like Carlo Marx. I mean, pretty much in everything.
Yeah, which is weird because
even if I don't like the movie, because I didn't like Kismet Christmas.
I generally don't like his movies, but
he's good in it.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that later in performances.
I really liked that scene with Matteo and Lily talking about just dating for that one day. I thought that was really good writing there and really good performance.
It was a really cute way to break her out of her standoffishness.
Standoffish, like, I'm never getting involved. Even when she was like looking at the veil, she would kind of like distance herself in such a way that she would kind of like move around it, make sure she was nowhere near it.
I mean, I
pretty
did
much.
like the first time when she took a picture of the veil and you heard the little sprinkles.
The magic. So you knew it's doing
it already did
Yeah.
its thing, and I liked her face when she's like, oh, something happened, and she already knew, and I was like, that was cute. But to go back to it, yeah, this movie was not about Emma and Paolo at all.
Not really.
Like it just didn't have.
There wasn't enough of them in it.
Yeah, I mean, there was enough of them in it, but it was like it was all
I
about
didn't think
Autumn
so.
Reeser's like job stuff. Like there was no.
Well, they were separate for most of it. He went back to Italy, and aside from the cute dinner date that they had over the computer, which was cute, it was just a bunch of phone calls and him flying back for like a week or 2 weeks or something, and then having to go back.
Or in a fake hospital room. Like,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I know. It was.
And another note on like must be nice to be able to fly back and forth to Italy at the drop of a hat.
Well, yeah, you know.
I know we're supposed to suspend disbelief.
Well,
that
no,
they're
we're
just
not.
Rich, but
Everybody in these movies is like pretty well off, and it's like nobody's struggling.
yes, no one. But you know, okay, so when I think midway through this movie, I think I turned to you and I'm like,
Did I remember to buy like the cucumbers?
or something, and that's not good. That's not
No,
a good
yeah.
sign. If I was losing interest and looking at my phone and
You were definitely out of it at that
oh my
point.
God, yeah.
So why don't we talk about performances?
Yeah, so I actually prefer Autumn Reeser in any other like Hallmark movie, really. I like her in anything else, and I don't like her in the Wedding Veil movies. I don't know what it is. I feel like she's teetering on the verge of like too sickly sweet, but then also not caring enough. Like not caring for her husband, for example.
Yeah, it seemed disconnected, but
Yes.
maybe in that breath, it's also because Lacey and Allison Sweeney are kind of killing it.
Yeah, they are in this
So
this
you're not
series.
gonna
they
end
are.
up looking good at the end of the
Another thing I notice about Autumn, though, is like for some reason she punctuates her lines with these awkward silences. It's like she's just a beat off.
Yeah, and I was
Like,
almost
it's weird.
attributing that to her and Paolo like kind of having some sort of language barrier a little bit because I saw the first
Granted,
one
yes,
too.
that-
But she does it in scenes with other people as well, so it's not. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
like
a-
there's a slight hesitation, but then it seems awkward. It disrupts the flow, I
Yeah.
think. I don't know. As we mentioned, we really like Carlo Marx, and Kacey Rohl is her name, Lily. I was more invested in their storyline. Kacey steals the scene every time she's on screen, and she's the standout for me here. I think she's lovely, she's adorable, and I've never heard of a spider being referred to as a little Charlotte, and I love that, and I'm probably going to use that now. I like that.
Charlotte's Web.
No, I know,
right?
I just
Yeah,
never
it's
like
cute.
heard that like referred to it,
Yeah.
so I thought that was cute.
I mean, I will agree, and I will have to say that the second romance subplot almost saved this one for me. It was so close
okay.
because it was so good. Like that was
yeah, I
the movie
loved
for
it,
me, and 95% of that was all Kacey Rohl.
Yeah.
She was 100% the standout for me.
Oh, good.
She was absolutely electric on screen. Definitely stole any hopes of Autumn Reeser's performance pulling through. Unfortunately,
It's awful.
I mean, she just
we like
she stole
Autumn.
it.
We love
I know
Autumn,
it's
but
just it's hard.
she's not killing it in this
But yeah,
series.
Kacey Rohl, she was fun, silly, just outright adorable in like
Yeah.
every scene. And I think Hallmark has an amazing new talent under their wing, and I really hope they use her. She
Yes.
could shoot straight to the top of my favorite female leads,
Oh, nice.
like quickly, if they just give her one or two of her own.
And she's quirky, and she has a bit of a different look. She's not a stereotypical societal-looking bombshell like hottie
No, she
or
even had
whatever.
kind of like
She's
gray
cute.
hair in this movie.
Yeah,
which
and
was
it's
kinda
short,
cute, and
which is
short, which
also-
I generally
yeah.
hate as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a absolutely talented new young
And she's
leading
Canadian?
lady, and she's Canadian from Vancouver.
I actually didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And also Carlo Marx. I mean, I don't know how I dislike almost every lead he plays. I don't dislike him as the lead. I just dislike
Yeah.
the movies he's the lead in.
movies, yeah.
Because he's great. He's got such a likable face and personality on screen. He almost has this like John Ritter air to him.
Definitely.
That totally works. Like, and nobody else has that. He's got like a different thing, and
yeah,
I
see the John Ritter thing for sure.
I think he just needs a proper female lead on his side, and that was definitely Kacey Rohl for this one. I would have been quite happy with a movie that was just the two of them.
Yes.
And
that storyline was more engaging and entertaining than Paolo.
Absolutely. I mean, that
Like-
one wasn't really engaging the last one. So, I mean, I feel like they knew and they just kind of battered it home with the second romance subplot because it was definitely the star of the show.
What is with the second movie in this series? In the first trilogy, the first part, the second one was like definitely the worst.
I mean,
think.
maybe the scripts kind of show that as well, and they were like, okay, well, we gotta, try to make it interesting with Italy and blah blah. So why don't we get to Hit Picky, Nit Picky?
Okay, so the nitpicky for me, like, I'm calling this the Photoshop catastrophe because as a graphic designer, this popped like right out to me. And it's the kind of thing that a junior graphic designer would do, I think, which is overusing the drop shadow. Oh my gosh. There was a photo of Matteo and his ex, I believe, on a red carpet while Lily was kind of Googling him to find out more about him. And just the use of a drop shadow in that was like offensive.
It looked really bad. We actually had to stop and put, I mean, here it is.
Yeah. And then I guess my hit picky would be that they're drinking Hallmark Channel wine.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
We definitely need to try that. I'm not sure if we can get that
We
in
need to try it.
Canada.
I don't actually know if they would ship it
I
here.
think maybe you
I
have
don't
to
know.
order like a box or something. Like you can't get a bottle.
But I thought that was very cool. And it was a nice little Easter egg.
Of course.
So yeah.
I have a nitpicky or two, or maybe.
Okay.
At least 3 times in this film, some delicious looking food was placed right in front of Autumn Reeser.
Oh, yeah.
Just to have her like shuffle it around her plate, or just plain ignore it.
Or take one tiny bite.
Or one tiny bite. I have a feeling that she doesn't eat food like that, or food at all. It just seemed weird.
She's so skinny.
I mean, yeah, it was offensive to me as a foodie. Here's a shot of her taking the smallest bite I've ever seen someone take of a freshly baked cornetto and chewing the thing like 89 times.
Aw.
Yeah, and probably spat it out afterwards.
Yeah.
However, this somehow also falls into my hit picky category because at some point in the movie, she does eventually take a good whopping bite of macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese.
She's cooking it while he's in Italy,
Yeah, and she
right?
does. She takes a good spoonful and it like pops her in the mouth, and
And she puts hot dogs in it.
yeah. So I mean, she made up for it, but there was like so many instances where I was just like, just swallow.
Oh my God, I know. I hate when I see like amazing looking food in a scene and nobody eats it.
I know.
Like you
It
have
drives
to
me
kind of
nuts.
think like maybe the director's saying, okay, don't really
No,
eat
of
it.
course.
But
I mean,
like,
you can't really act very
I
well
wanna
with a
see people
mouthful
eat.
of food. But yeah, I want to see you take a good
I
bite.
love it.
Yeah,
I love when
please.
people are eating and enjoying their food. I love it. So why don't we talk about the writer and the director?
Yeah, the director here was Terry Ingram, the original director of the series.
Yes.
Other directing and credits include Three Wise Men and a Baby, Winter and Veil.
One of your faves.
Oh, definitely. And Time for You to Come Home for Christmas.
Nice. The writers here are Judith Berg. Now, this is weird. It's normally Judith and Sandra Berg, but I didn't actually see Sandra Berg listed in the IMDb.
Really?
So I don't know what that's about.
Weird.
I don't know. That's
I'd like
very
to
strange.
look more into
Yeah,
that.
I didn't really
It
like
could be a-
dig and investigate, but I thought that was kind of strange.
I'm curious. It could be a mistake, or maybe she wrote this one by herself.
Betsy Morris wrote the teleplay. Some other writing credits for her include A Kismet Christmas, Snow Coming, and A Song for Christmas. I gotta admit, I'm not a fan of these ones. And considering I'm not a fan of this,
She's not for you?
no. Yeah, I mean, I hate it. I hate saying that, but
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Well, so, did the Wedding Veil inspiration hit or miss the Hallmark for you?
I mean, it's pretty obvious this was a miss for me.
I think so, yeah. And although it was very close to a hit for me, just based on Kacey Rohl and Carlo Marx,
They were great.
I have to give this one a miss as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're in agreement there. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's
I think it's mixed online. Like,
Yeah, I haven't looked up any reviews
No.
of these. It's like I like to,
I think it's definitely getting some bad reviews, but I think a lot of people did enjoy it, but, whatever.
I mean, this leaves it all up to Allison Sweeney and Victor Webster to
Oh, I have high
steal the
hopes for
show.
that one.
I definitely have high hopes,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
hope they don't screw it up.
If we're following suit as like the first trilogy, then
I think next,
that one was
I
great.
think next review we'll also do a little recap and say what's our favorite out of the 6.
Yeah, that's fun. Let's do that.
So we will.
Yeah.
Until then, let's get to our Hallmark checklist.
Let's do this.
All right, hit her up.
Okay, promotion or deadline?
Yes, she was supposed to be promoted to whatever she was.
Yeah,
they
like,
kind of teased it the entire movie.
Head of the department there?
Yeah, department
Like,
head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
And
And that was a weird twist too, what the boss, we didn't mention it in this review,
actually
but what
kind of
the
liked
boss?
that twist.
It was interesting. I mean, I don't
Or the,
know how
the boss
realistic
was
that
trying
would
to
be.
push her out of the role because she knew that she didn't, wasn't for her.
She was trying to find so many different ways to annoy Emma to not taking the position.
I didn't mind. I
It was
didn't
just
mind
like kind of
that.
strange.
Yeah.
I thought it was strange, but okay, yeah.
Anyways, career-driven lead.
Always.
Ding ding. These are career ladies.
A big misunderstanding. What do you think
No.
about this? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No.
A change of heart.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say Kacey Rohl's character, I guess. Maybe
Her
eventually.
and Emma eventually deciding to go to Italy.
Yeah, of course.
Meanwhile,
I mean,
the whole
we're
time,
yelling at the screen like, just
what's
go.
the
What are
debate?
you doing?
Just go.
Staying in a job you don't really like in Chicago. I mean, yeah,
Actually
Chicago's a
liked-
great city.
I liked that the two girls called her out on what she was doing. Like, why are you staying in Chicago?
What's
Your
your
parents
problem?
retired to Florida. There's nothing here. You're hating your job. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah,
they kind of called her out on that.
It was a no-brainer, and
Yeah.
at least it.
So I'm happy
ended
about
nicely.
that.
Someone gets dumped, fired, or dies.
No, I mean I have that she kind of quits, but that's not the same.
No, but in a way, she sort of got fired because she was sort of pushed out. It's like when her boss
Okay.
came to her and was like, "Well, we need to fire somebody." And she's like, "Okay, I'm firing myself." Oh, so she
Interesting.
did fire herself.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. She did.
Okay,
Okay,
that
so
works.
that's a yes. Yeah. A second romance subplot.
One of the best
Definitely.
we've seen. One of the
So
best
great.
we've seen in any
The
movie.
best part of this movie.
The second romance subplot does not usually steal the show, and it 100%
It
did in
did
this
here,
movie.
for sure.
So good on them. Proposal or wedding?
Yes.
Yes.
With
And
them,
this
Lily
was
and
kinda,
Mateo.
This was kind of sad too. It's like I almost wanted them to not do the wedding and then have like a side story if they were going to do another veil or a side story. Like have those characters, Karl Marx and Kacey Rohl, reprise it because
That would
I
be
just
fun.
wanted more of them.
And I loved her wedding dress. It was
But-
very much her. It was short.
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
cute.
funky looking. Yeah. Travel issues. Definitely not.
Sorry.
Easy-
Not in these movies.
Easiest travel.
Selling the house, business, or farm.
No,
No, they were
I
doing
get a
some
bit
business
confused
work
with
around.
Paolo's business, and is he selling it to someone?
No,
he's
they were-
taking it over from the family.
Yeah, but they had just moved to Chicago, so they were still waiting for it to do things. And I
Right,
think the intention was that they were going to leave the store to Carlo Marx because he was running it.
Yes.
Which was kind of nice, and it's like,
Yeah.
that could even run as its own thing. I really liked him in this movie.
Yeah.
Big city, small town transition. No.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why.
I mean, it would have been the small town in Italy if he was actually going there.
Yeah, no, I think it's a no. I think it's a
Yeah.
no. The almost kiss. No,
No.
not in these.
We don't get these.
We're already established here.
And mad dash to the airport / go get her.
No.
Nobody's running for anybody in these.
No, that's okay. None of that would have saved this movie.
No, I don't think so.
It was not good. It was not good. I don't know, guys.
I mean, it's just not up to the par of the veil. It's a veil fail.
But this followed suit.
It's a veil fail.
The second one in the first trilogy was not my favorite, and I was expecting it to be my favorite because of Italy.
Yeah, but
It's just- I don't know, man.
The second time around with this one, I was definitely expecting it to be the worst one. I mean, the other
That's
thing is,
too bad.
I don't think that this one is worse than the second one. I think they're either equally bad or it's just.
I think this one is worse
Yeah,
than
okay.
the second in the first trilogy.
All right, fair.
Because at least you had some Italy cinematography,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
scenery.
Yeah, we
That
did-
was
we
the
did
only
not-
redeeming quality for
We did
that.
not have any of that in
No.
this movie. So, I mean, that's our 2 cents on this one.
Guys, let us know what you thought. Was this a hit or miss for you? Let us know in the comments below.
Please, and don't forget to like and share and subscribe to the
Yeah.
channel if you're not already.
Yes.
Tell all your friends.
We'd appreciate it. As
Very
always,
much
thank
so.
you so much, guys.
And we will see you in just a few days for number 6.
Number 6.
The Wedding Veil. What is it?
Legacy.
No,
Isn't it?
that was number 3.
Oh my god. What is it?
I don't even know.
Damn.
We'll see you for the
High
6th.
hopes for that one, though.
We'll see you for the 6th incarnation of the Wedding Veil
I have high
series.
hopes.
That I have very high hopes for. I mean, I don't think.
I love
I don't
Victor.
think Sweeney and
Victor can't do
Webster
wrong.
can do any wrong.
He's like a
They're-
palaha. He's, I have hope and faith in him.
He's up there. They can't screw this one up. So we'll see.
We're
you
gonna
soon.
eat our words.
Yeah,
I don't know.
On that note, time for dinner.
So hungry.
Okay. See you soon.
Bye.